In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to download a management unit boundary from the web hub and then re-upload it onto your ViewRanger app. This can be useful if you have seasonal employees who are going to be monitoring your management units, and maybe they don't have the management unit boundary saved as a track on their phone yet, and so they need to be able to access that track. Or perhaps you accidentally deleted the management unit boundary from your ViewRanger app and need to re-upload it onto your app. The first step is to open a web browser and then type in the URL to get to the PAMF web hub. We recommend using the ismtrack.org/PAMF. This is because phones can sometimes view the other links to the PAMF web hub as security risks, because those links redirect you from one site to another. It all takes you to the same place, but phones tend to like this ismtrack.org/PAMF link better. So I'm going to go there. I am already logged in, but if you are not logged in on your phone, it will prompt you to enter your PAMF Web Hub login credentials. This is the same website that you would use on a computer. It's just a little more condensed on your phone. The next step is to select the 3 lines in the right corner to get to the menu, and then we want to view a management unit. Next, you're going to select the management unit whose boundary you want to download and then upload to ViewRanger. I'm going to select a test management unit here. And the management unit says it's inactive, but your management units will be labeled as active. And I want to select View Past Reports. Then I'm going to select View Enrollment Information, which is the first option. Next, under GPX, I'm going to select Download GPX File. And on the bottom of my screen here, it shows a banner that asks if I really want to download this file. It may be different if you use a different web browser. I am using Chrome, but I want to select download. You can see that there's a little check mark next to the GPX file name. And the one tricky thing with iPhones, or in particular, is that it's hard to know where they saved the file you just downloaded. And so I found it's helpful to select this Open In down at the bottom right corner here. And it opens up your, communications menu for iPhones, and then select Open In Downloads. This takes me to the file system within my phone. At the top, it'll give you the file name in which you've saved your GPX file. You can see here it's this 1469 file. And then if I select back in the upper left, I can get a better idea of exactly which file, which folder it's been saved in. So it seems to be in the subfolder Chrome, and then it's been saved on my iPhone, which is what it says up at the top. If I select Chrome, you can see that's where my GPX file has been saved. Now that I know where my GPX file is, I'm going to go to the ViewRanger app. And it's opened up in the map screen here on ViewRanger, but I want to select the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner. Then I'm going to scroll down to import/export, kind of in the 4th section here. And then I want to select import. It opens up right to the file folder where I had my management unit GPX file saved. But if you don't see the GPX file right away, you can select back. And as you can see, it's taken me to the file system on my phone. And if I click on my iPhone and then Chrome, it takes me back to where my GPX file is saved. So this is why it's important to make sure you understand where the GPX file was downloaded to, so that you can access it easily within this app. Next, I'm going to click the file. Looks like I've already uploaded this GPX file. I'm just going to select overwrite. And then it gives you a little summary of the types of GPS data that are in this file. You can see it says 0 POIs, points of interest, 1 track, and 0 routes. And that's what I want. We want to save the management unit boundaries as tracks in ViewRanger. So I'm going to select OK. It doesn't look like anything's happened, but the import has been successful. If I select back and then select the person icon up at the top to get to my profile, I am in tracks here. Sometimes it opens up in feed or some other tab on the profile page. It names the file as NF1, but this is my GPX file. If I want to rename this, I'm going to scroll down to options and then select edit. And then changing the name is at the top here. So I'm going to rename it. Then select done. Then you go back to your track. And you can see that it's renamed the track. We recommend selecting a name that's easy to remember for when you come back and use this track to maybe retrace your management unit boundary in the future. But now you have your track back on the ViewRanger app. You can view it on map, and here you can see my track has been saved and it is available for use in the future. So I hope this was helpful.